But it is very reasonable service to lay down your life for the one who laid down His life for you. It is a reasonable thing. There is nothing that the Lord could ask of me or you that is not reasonable. If He asked me right now, without even saying goodbye to my wife, to get on a plane, to fly to the Middle East, to preach in the plaza until they cut me to pieces with swords, it would be reasonable. My prayer is that one day God takes my 2 sons and uses them. I tell people, and they're almost angry with me, if one day my boy comes to me at 18 years old and says, Dad, I'm not going to college, well, son, what are you going to do? I'm going to go to such and such place where they kill Christians, and I'm going to walk across that border and I'm going to preach, because that's what God's told me to do. Dad, will you take me? Will you take me at least to the border? Son, I'll take you to the border. I'll watch you cross, and I'll kiss the ground that your blood falls upon. There is nothing unreasonable that the Lord could ask of you. First of all, our Master is a kind and gracious Master. He loves His lambs. He is the Good Shepherd. But even when that Good Shepherd may ask us to give away our very lives for Him, it is reasonable to do so. It is unreasonable to do anything else. It is so unreasonable to live for a temporal, passing world that has been given over to fools. It is very reasonable to live for the Lord. Now, let me say something about reasonable service. This may help you. It's a short personal testimony about something that the Lord did in my life. I took great pride in my devotion and my dedication. I took great pride in that I studied harder than anyone else at seminary. I took great pride in that I was more careful about my walk. I took great pride in my preaching on the streets and living with street people. I took great enjoyment in knowing that students would be sitting around tables having a good time until I showed up. Till Moses came down from the mount. I took great pride in people seeing me tired. I took great pride in hearing people say, that young man is just giving his life away. I took pride in people seeing that I was poor and that I would not take anything from any man. And then one day, I was with a man who's discipled me for years. You might know him, George Mueller. I was rereading Brother Mueller, and I caught a statement that I'd never heard before. He said this: he never wanted anyone to see him tired, burdened, distraught, or needy, because they might think that his master was cruel, uncaring, and unable to provide for him. You do not glorify God by what you do for Him as much as God glorifies Himself by what He does for you. Never forget who is saving who here. I used to think I was glorifying God by giving away absolutely everything, by wearing myself out and everything else. But what I was doing was glorifying self. Never forget when it says that we're to glorify, whether we eat or drink or any other thing, we're to do all for the glory of God. Never forget that eating and drinking is receiving from the Lord. When you eat, from where does that food come? From the Lord. When you drink, from where does it? We glorify God more by demonstrating to people all that the Lord has done for us instead of demonstrating to everyone what we've done for the Lord. And that is a statement that will free you up.